I'm lost, Kevin. I've taken steps into unknown territory, and I'm absolutely lost. I'm crying out for help. What's the chance of anyone hearing, I wonder?
Come on, Dad.
I can't even put my signature on that contract. I've had it there for a fortnight, stalling.
Well, is that because it's a step in the wrong direction?
Oh, I don't know. If I knew I could take some sort of action, I don't know anything anymore. I could have some help. You got any ideas?
Well, that's a hell of a question. How are things, I mean, you know, between you and Sharon, are they?
No, unchanged. No, that's not true either. Things have changed, but neither of us acknowledges it.
What kind of a change?
Well, that's harder to explain. It's so gradual, I hardly seem to notice. They're little things, you know. I mean, look, a row, a basic disagreement, I could cope with that. But we're both so defensive with one another. We're so caring, we exist in a sort of limbo almost. You know? I mean, we do nothing. Nothing to cause hurt.
But you don't talk about it?
No.
Well, it'll have to be faced.
Yeah, maybe.
But it'll have to be, Dad. Look, Sharon thinks that you're selling the house and buying that other place, then soon there'll come a time when she'll want to ask when it's all going to happen.
Yes, you're right. I've been stalling on that long enough. Oh, God, I feel sick, absolutely sick. All my life I've tried to avoid hurting people, and now, look. So what do I do?
Tell me one thing, Dad. If you could put the clock back, undo everything that's been done, would you?
No. Well, maybe. Oh, I don't know.
I think if you could go back to when you were living with Mom and Sharon was just another girl on the payroll.
Yeah, but things have happened, Kevin. Things that can't be undone.
Well, we'll have to have a closer look at that, won't we?
What it's all about. Come round straight away.
Well, perhaps he's decided to sell the house after all.
Nothing to do with us, is it?
No, it's all in the family, isn't he? Want to talk it over, and Kevin being the only son. That's not Mac's case.
No, it's not. It's Wally. And so are these.
Jumping the gun a bit, aren't you?
Thought he told you he was going out looking for digs.
No guarantee he's going to find any, though, is there?
Well, when he does, I'll have made a start on his packing for him.
I hope it's not bad news from Canada.
Sally.
Well, she's very highly strung. You know the state she was in.
What breakdown, you mean?
Well, wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, it's rotten, the whole thing. Breaking up a marriage just for... I mean, who wins in the end? Look at Mac. What's he got left? A few clothes, a tranny, and a room in a crummy boarding house.
This Barnow's case is done anyway, lad. We'll sort them out later on. May! May! Something smells nice anyway. What's she got on the go here? Steak and kidney pud. Who else would have a nice boiled suet pudding on a warm August evening?
It's great.
Are you sure Maeve's expecting us? I mean, no time was fixed. I thought it was going to be the weekend.
You still want the rooms, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you got to get in quick with Maeve, otherwise you lose them, right? There she is now.
What's this, then?
Your new lodgers, Maeve. I brought them over for you.
Not tonight, you didn't.
But you said they could come.
I didn't know you meant right away. Thought, well, end of the month, perhaps, after Mr. Hodgson's moved out.
Well, what's that got to do with it? There's 2 empty rooms upstairs.
Yeah, well, I was going to tell you. I've arranged to let one of them to a gentleman.
You what?
He was a bit pushed. Got himself this important position in King's Oak and nowhere to stay.
There's no one more pushed than these 2, Maeve. What are you playing at? These are my mates, Benny and Mac,
Keep
right?
your voice down. He's upstairs now.
He didn't lose any time, did he?
I felt sorry for him. It's all right for these 2 lads. They're young. Doesn't matter to them if they have to rough it for a week or 2. This gentleman's getting on. He needs his comfort.
Ah, paying over the odds, is he? Special, important person?
Nothing of the sort. One of my rates been anything but reasonable. He's paying same as the rest, not a penny more. I'll give him first choice because, well, I liked him from the start. A very nice man. Made himself agreeable without being familiar. And he's a relation of Mrs. Brownlow, so we know he's respectable.
I'll kill him. Wally, get yourself down here.
Somebody call?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Kev. How'd you get on?
Oh, fine, yeah. We had a chat and a drink.
Was he all right?
Yeah, why shouldn't he be?
Well, it just seemed a bit funny, him ringing up asking out for a drink, that's all.
Well, he is my dad.
Doesn't make a habit of it, though, does it?
Oh, it's nice for them to be together, isn't it? Have a bit of a chin wag.
Yeah, that's right.
Arthur used to love it, you know, Friday nights, couple of pints down the George, away from the women.
Well, Kevin's a bit young to escape yet.
Oh, don't you believe it? The fella Rose was first engaged to, they only ever met in the snug.
Wouldn't have bothered her any, would it?
Well, I want a cup of tea before that film starts.
Right.
Kevin?
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
Sure you got room?
Watch it.
So what was it about, then?
He's a bit down, as a matter of fact.
What about?
Well, you know.
Oh. Everything in the garden's suddenly not so rosy.
No, not that exactly.
Oh, I could see it coming.
See what?
Well, with Sharon, they're poles apart, aren't they, chalk and cheese?
He's in a panic.
If he's fool enough to get involved. But what do you mean, panic?
Just that. Lost. That was the word he used. That's something coming from Dad. Never thought he'd admit that to me. No, all his life's been about success. You know, guidelines, straight and narrow. I was the one who was supposed to have gone astray.
You haven't.
No. And now, all of a sudden, the poor old fella's come a cropper.
Gentleman? Important person?
Does Kath know about this?
Well, she knew I were looking for digs.
I'll tell you how much of an important person he is. He is a car park attendant, unpaid.
Here, is that true?
I thought you were a good judge of character, Maeve.
You rotten old scheming twister. You knew we were after those rooms, Benny and me.
You've no job. How are you going to pay your rent if you're not working?
Tips. I'll earn more in a week than all the lot of them together.
All right, look, it's no good messing about an argument. This is getting us nowhere. Maeve, what about these 2 rooms?
Well, I was here first, and you said it was all right.
No, you were not. Sid arranged these rooms for us weeks ago.
That's right.
And anyway, Benny has nowhere else to go.
Look, it's all right, Mac. I can sleep on Miss Diane's sofa. It don't make...
No, you cannot. She just let you sleep on that sofa for an emergency.
You can't ask her and Sharon to let you stay there. It spoils their prospects, doesn't it?
Well, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't go back to Kath's, you know. No, I'm leaving. I mean, you can have your old room.
Oh, thank you very much. You're generous of fault, you know, Wally. But I'm not going back. They need that place all to themselves. I'm not taking advantage any longer.
Right, well, you'll have to book yourself into an hotel, won't you?
If anyone's going into a hotel, mate, it's not going to be these 2 here, right?
It's all right, Sid. I'll find somewhere else.
Right. Well, I'll get off home then and carry on with my packing. Evening all.
What do you mean, let him stew?
Bring him to his senses.
Oh, great.
I'm very fond of your dad, Kevin, but there's no getting away from the fact he's made a mess of things.
He's admitted that. He looked at me tonight and said as much. You tore him apart. But you don't just say, I told you so, and walk away triumphant. What's the use of that?
What is he expecting you to do, then?
I honestly thought he'd rather die than say something like that to me. We've never been on that sort of level.
And you are now.
Desperation. That's what drove him to. If he goes on like this, he's going to crack up.
No.
I'm telling you, Glenn. I saw him trying to struggle to cope with it, and he's not the sort of bloke who can just shrug things off, make it easy on himself. He went into this with commitment.
Wrongly.
But there, nonetheless.
Kevin, it's up to him, not you. If things aren't working with Sharon, he's got to tell her.
Keep that to yourself, Glenn. Not even to your mum, eh? Thing is, whether or not I get in touch with my mum.
How do you mean?
About it.
Oh, it's a bit early, isn't it?
I don't know. He tried to ring her tonight. Oh, she wasn't in, so he just had a chat with Joyce instead.
What, about it all?
No, evasive stuff, you know. I think he was a bit peeved because she was out on the razzle.
Razzle?
Well, out enjoying herself somewhere.
Good for her.
I was kind of thinking, if it's handled properly, we might mount a rescue operation.
How?
I'll give Penny a ring. She's the little schemer of the family.
Do you think your dad wants that sort of involvement? Wouldn't he rather sort it out for himself?
Well, he has to help. Might as well give it a go. Oh, hello, Pen. Yeah, it's Kevin. Listen, something's cropped up. wonder if I did the right thing telling Penny.
And she had to know.
Yeah, but he doesn't need her charging over here to gloat.
She wouldn't do that.
You didn't hear her on the phone.
Oh, you're home then? Oh, here's Wally. Look, why don't you try and have a word with her, before she goes to see your dad?
Yeah, for all the good it'll do. Oh, she sounded so smug about it, as though it was all down to her.
I say.
There's no trouble. I've done it. I'm leaving tomorrow. Well, don't all cheer at once.
He's found himself some new digs.
Ah, and very nice, too.
Well, that's great, Wally.
You didn't think I'd pull it off, did you?
We had our doubts, I admit.
Well, not so soon, anyway. Where are you going?
I've got a nice room at Mrs. Hooper's. Recently decorated, too.
But Mrs. Hooper's, I thought Mac and Benny were moving in there.
That's what they thought, but I pipped one of them to post.
You rotten old devil.
Oh, that wasn't very fair of you, Wally. I mean, you wouldn't have known anything about it if Mac hadn't said.
Say more fool him. That's what I say.
What's going to happen? How are they going to manage?
Yeah, they'll manage some. I mean, the Hoopers can manage both of them, or one of them, either Benny or Mac. Well, they'll have to toss up for it, won't they? It's simple. Now, hang on, the lot of you. I've got a pleasant surprise for you. A lovely surprise.
I wasn't so thankful to be rid of you.
Me too.
Yeah, I mustn't have to gift horse in the mouth.
There. How's that? Smart enough for you?
Fantastic.
Yeah, spitting image of Prince Andrew.
What's it for?
Well, it's the image, isn't it? I've got to keep the image up. Car park attendant.
There's only one thing missing, Wally. The motto, seek and destroy.
Eh?
She didn't say where.
No?
Strange.
Why, was she expecting you?
Well, no.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yes.
Do you want to wait?
What?
Till she comes back?
Well, it's not knowing how long she'll be, is it?
Well, it'd be a shame if she came back 5 minutes after you'd driven off, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I tell you what, if you've got time on your hands, sit down here and I'll make you a cuppa.
No, I don't want to put you in any trouble.
Or something stronger. You look a bit shaky.
Shaky?
Not your usual bright self. Is anything wrong?
No, nothing at all.
I could go to a brandy.
Oh, coffee will do fine, thanks.
Okay, coffee coming up. She might have gone to the pictures. She's a great one for that, is our Sharon. She'll sit there, packet of tissues, box of chocolates, have herself a good cry.
Cry? Why should she cry?
At the film.
Film?
Yeah, if she's gone to one. I don't think you're with me, are you?
Sorry.
Come along, Oliver. Tell your Auntie Diane what's up.
Oh, it's just that things seem to be slipping.
Slipping? Is that a posh way of saying something else?
Hmm?
Like it's over?
No. It's just that a few weeks ago, well, days even, there were no clouds.
Well, you can't have sunshine all the time, can you?
No, that's true. When it does come, though, that warmth, you want it to last forever.
Well, I reckon you're going to bring a load of trouble down on our heads, having that blooming Wally Soper around here.
Seems all right to me.
All right. Mac, tell her about it.
That's all right, said
Just tell her. Better still, ring up Kath Brownlow, ask her. On second thoughts, don't bother. She's probably glad to get rid of the silly old fool.
It's all right, Sid. I'll wait till a room comes free. I'll go up to Mars or somewhere.
What do you mean? And travel back and forth from Brum every day? You must be joking.
Look, it's all right, Mac. I'll find somewhere, don't worry.
You are not sleeping rough, mate, and that's final.
There's no need for either of you to go, not tonight at any rate. There's a folding bed in the attic. I can make it up. If you don't mind sharing a room, that is.
Oh, that sounds a good idea. Thanks, Maeve.
But, Mac, you wanted a room on your own, didn't you?
All I can suggest. And I shan't be charging either of you full rate, so it'll be a saving.
Oh, that's great by me. How's that by you, Benny? We don't snow, do you?
Not that I heard myself.
Oh, good.
Right. That's settled then. Well, go on. Shift yourself.
What?
Go and get that bed down. Won't come of its own accord.
All right. I'd forgotten all about that bed.
I'll come and give you a hand.
Come in handy at last.
You don't mind sharing, do you?
No, it's just that I know Mac wanted a room on his own.
He'll get it, all in good time. You finished?
Oh, yeah, that was lovely, Mrs. Hooker. Really nice.
Have you done much sleeping rough, Benny?
1 or 2 times. When I were with Seamus and Pat Grogan.
You want to be careful. You could get yourself run in. Police, they don't like people sleeping out.
Oh, I ain't never had no trouble like that. Well, except the one time. I was sleeping in a doorway at Heathbury and a policeman come up and he said if I walked round the block and then come back and I did that every couple of hours like, you wouldn't see me. I thought that was funny, that.
Some decent enough lads on the beat. Still, you've no call to go doing that again, have you?
Suppose not.
Not after your dad leaving you all that money.
Yeah, well, I never think of it. Not very often.
I believe you. How long since you bought yourself a decent shirt? Well, look, you're falling out of the one you got on. You need taking in hand.
Well, it's no great surprise.
Isn't it?
You get expert at reading signs in your old age, you know.
Oh, she says.
Oh, yes, I'm 150 if I'm a day. Isn't it funny how people never seem to realise that if you can fall in love, you can just as easily fall out of it?
No, it's not like that. I mean, we're still in love. Nothing's changed.
Oh, well, what then?
Doubts creep in.
Doubts? What sort of doubts?
About myself, mostly. About my ability to sustain things. There's something about the realization of being in love that blots everything else out of your mind. Oh, the problems still come, but I don't stand a chance in hell because you've suddenly got this strength, this resilience. Well, to realize that suddenly, when you're my age and thought all that was past, is one hell of a thing. You answer me one question, honestly.
I'll try.
Do you think Eddie Lee will come back?
Are you blaming him?
Well, I hardly think it was a coincidence that things started to go wrong when he arrived.
Were you jealous?
Hardly.
Well, you got no need to be, you know. He wasn't getting anywhere.
Strange fellow. I haven't come across anybody quite like him. He sowed doubts.
Oh, yeah. He was very good at that.
He made me question myself. Oh, nothing new. The same old questions. But somehow he made me come up with different answers.
Are you sure it's as simple as that?
Look, for weeks we've been very happy. And that happiness wasn't easy to come by. So when I said we were slipping, I mean just that. And I've got to find a way of stopping it.
It's not going to be easy, is it? I mean, once things start to go wrong, it's never the same somehow.